I'm going to record this quick video on Mula Nakshtra, which I love. Vic Dicara's astrology. The reason I'm recording is my dad is Mula Nakshtra. Rityai, how he says is the truth. And he is explaining about the roots of untruth. At the same time, Rityai, which is the truth, if it is connoted with the context, no, first, there is no, not this truth, is Daritri, Darityai, Daritri, Darityai, Darityai, which means destitution, destitution, yes, because I grew up in destitute, and that became my quest to overcome poverty. And I had such a misconception or consumption about poverty. And that's why I left India. And um, if I have to look back, if I have to redo my life, I don't need to leave India to find abundance. That's what I learned. But I think what I gained was tremendous joy because the current relationship I hold with my distant husband and my kids, being a mother and being in another culture and understanding behaviors, and it gives me greatest joy. So I'm going to put the combination of what I learned from East and West and complete this video. And the cosmic egg, because of my Eastern background, I'm going to say it in one way. In East, we call it Vana Lingha. I feel almost I'm the daughter of the forest. So I can connect with the Baba of Sita and all the ancient beings who used the forest as a space to meditate and release themselves. Sita was the first mother who, or rather, I shouldn't say Sita, Anusuya was the first mother who released the forest for the ancient saints to meditate there because she understood the dynamics of forest living, and she passed that lineage to Sita because when Sita comes, she gives her robes to wear and stuff. And Sita understood how to. She was the daughter of the forest, of course, and that was her avatar about. And when I went to Biddi to see my teacher, when I sat next to the banyan tree, I could get into the space of Sita and felt how she felt. So it was such a release to understand and complete that process in me through her. The utter loneliness we feel in the relationship and stuff. But again, any relationship we hold is inside. So when I didn't feel connected, it's me missing my male half inside me, not necessarily outside. So when I came into completion there, everything melted away. The poverty thinking, the destitute thinking, the untruth, and all the other stuff. So the joy is inside, and the cosmic egg I found, I've been working on for 2 years. It's called Vana Lingha. Vana is the forest, and it's so cute. And he hatched a day before yesterday. I don't know what they call hatching, but in in Sanskrit it's called prana pradisha. That is my breathing space came into oneness with the cosmic egg space, Hiranya Garbha. So we became one. He's so cute. He's, like I could feel the energy wandering and stuff. So I love working with my little cosmic egg. Oh, see, he doesn't like to be on camera. He literally jumped. Why are you doing that? He doesn't like camera shy. Anyway, so the reason is yesterday, right? I took him. We'll complete this video. I'm recording more for my family. So yesterday I brought him to the steam room, and he literally flipped. He flipped. He doesn't like heat. That's what I'm learning. Now he's a little miffed because he doesn't like the camera. And so when, when I was traveling in the car, uh, when he doesn't like something, now he's like silent because I woke him up early. Um, when I'm in the car, he'll zap me. Okay, you wouldn't believe what he does. So I'm gonna put him back because I think I don't know. He can go back. So this bangle, right, which our teacher gave, it's so when I go into a very hot sauna, it'll get very hot that it'll burn me. Okay, so that's how I know like I overstayed my time in the sauna. And when he gets, I am calling him he. I have no idea whether it's a he or a she. Um, when he gets annoyed with me, or rather, like I shouldn't say annoyed. It's like he's reached his ability to handle me or me to handle him. I don't know where the demarcation ends. Literally, I'll feel the heat. So I have to stop doing what I'm doing. And so I actually was driving in the car, and it was a very long drive. So I went from Rhode Island to Westport, and then from Westport to Somerville because I had to go to a nursing home. And on the way from Westport to Somerville, I was playing like loud music and stuff. At one point, and I felt, I call it Master Bana or Master Vana, and he zapped me. So I had enough. It's almost like kids saying, "Are we there yet?" So then afterwards, I'm gonna bring it back again. So on the way back, I thought he was tired, so I said, let me make him lie down. So I made him lie down. He didn't like it. Okay, he doesn't want to lie down. He makes his expression known very well. Okay, and he communicates very differently. And the reason I'm saying he hatched is I had him from September of 2016. Even before I met my teacher, he came into my life. I was looking for him. Somehow he appears, in a Tibet store. And they told me they had it for 4 years, but for some reason his energy, he drew my attention enough that I had to buy him. So afterwards, I actually, on the way back from nursing home, decided to put him down. He refused to lie down. I said, okay, and since it was in the dark, I couldn't see. I put him upside down, okay, like this, and he kept zapping until I could correct him. So he's very expressive. He's not like as innocent as he looks. He's so cute. I like him. He's become my pet cosmic egg. So I don't know whether these are the terms I'm allowed to use, but anyway, he's a modern version of Shivlinga. And oh, by the way, he loves water. And I think yesterday, so that's why I think in India too, they drip water on him. And his lineage is Pasupathinath, who is in Nepal, the biggest Narmada Linga. They call him Narmada Linga because his mother, Yamuna River in India, I think her name is Narmada. Shiva gave him Narmada, the name. Nar means sweet, Mada means sweet madness. Mada means madness. So Shiva calls, because she looks very young to him probably. So he calls her sweet madness because she's supposed to have like White River in West, how they call it, White River rafting, which is like frothiness, right? Like when the river like makes the giggling noise and uh, spuns and goes through. So that part of the river, and there is lots of turbulence in Narmada River, and I think that's how the rock, and it is a combination of meteor and the rock that joined and made these Vana Lingha, and so it has like multiple energy. But when you work with it, you can feel like initially when I got him, he had separation anxiety. I don't even know how to say it. So I actually thought I was going crazy, and I said, "Hey, there is no way a rock can have separation anxiety." So I refused to accept that explanation, and I let him stay in my office. And then I understood a little bit more, but it took me some time, like a year. And I met another girl, and she said, "Until that feeling goes away, you really need to have them in your space so you can grow them." So then 2017, I started bringing him to my home so that, I left him at my home so that he can grow with me and my energy. And then finally, um, day before yesterday, on 16th of September, I felt him hatch. And in India, they call it prana pradishta, that is, they come alive as their own being. And I have no idea how to explain it. But anyway, the way I knew he hatched was in the beginning, what he felt was through me, right? Like I was feeling those. But then I could feel his energy when he's in my space to wander. And so I could feel him sit, and the bed felt very heavy. So his energy was separate from my energy. And that's how I could say he came alive. And I could feel the breathing, separate from that being. And because uh, I was able to handle him, I was not afraid of that energy either. So he's very gentle when he comes alive, so we don't get scared. And he learns through us what's okay, what's not okay. But he also, capable of zapping and stuff. So he's not as innocuous as he looks, and he has a very strong opinion. Okay, but you have to be now he's silent, but yesterday what did he do? So, oh yeah, I was in the steam room. So I thought like he would like, because I was working on trying to understand how to make Nitya Kumbha Mela. And so in the heat, when I made him cool down in my breathing space by putting him next to my Ananda Gandha, and we breathed in unison, and I could see that he separated his breathing space and he was able to breathe silently as well. And I could hear a distinct breathing coming from another space as well. So that's how I knew he hatched, because he in two different uh, ways. And before, I didn't know for sure which was the top and bottom, but he made that also uh, very apparent. Now I'm going to play this video. So he says what is the nakshatra, Mula Nakshtra, because.
And as always, we start off by listening to the Sanskrit of the actual sutra itself, and then we're going to look at the words in the sutra, and then we're going to talk about the lesson that it teaches us. So here is the Sanskrit for the sutra that describes the symbolic nature of Mula, the destroyer of lies. So this one says Nirityai Mula Varani Pratibhanjanta Parastat Pratishnanto Apasta. Destroying the roots of untruth needs mutual crushing for mutual annihilation. That's the sutra in English. Now let's look at the individual words involved in it, right? The first word is Nirityai. That means for Niriti. Niriti is the goddess of the nakshatra, but what does Niriti mean? Rita means truth. Truth means something which is real, and it's something which has to be abided by because it's real. It won't just go away. That's what Riti means. Niriti means without that, without the truth, without reality, without law or morality. So the nakshatra is focused on things that are not true. It's trying to discover things that are not true. And the name of the nakshatra itself is Mula. Mula means the origin, or the foundation. And that's why the word is used to refer to the bottoms of things, because things have to grow from the bottom up. And that's why the word is especially used to refer to roots of a tree. That root of a tree is the foundation of the tree, it's the origin of the tree, it's the bottom of the tree, right? So Mula really means the foundation, the origin. So this nakshatra is really, really occupied with trying to find the origin, the root, the foundation, getting to the bottom of things, getting to the roots. And this sutra has one extra word more than most, varhani. Varhana means to slash or rip or pull up or uproot, destroy. If you take the whole thing together, Nirityai Mula means the origin of untruth, the origin of lies. Varhani, the destroyer of the roots of untruth. That's what this nakshatra is all about. It's trying to expose and destroy the roots of lies and untruth. Then, as all the nakshatras in the sutra, they have one thing which they need, which is called the rasa, and one thing which they want to produce, which is called the avasya. On the sutra, the thing that Mula needs is panjana. Panjana means to crush, to hit something, to strike something, to break something. So Mula wants to break something. What does it want to break? It wants to break those roots. It wants to cut those roots. It wants to crack it down. The roots of untruth. It's not just panja, but it's pratibhanja. Prati has the idea of coming back and forth or coming back against something. Pratibhanja means things hitting each other. And the word is plural, pratibhanjanta. So it means there's all these roots of lies. Mula wants them to interfere with each other, strike each other, crush each other, hit each other. That's what it needs. That's what it wants. It wants to make the lies fight with each other. Why? What does it want to produce? Pratishrinanta. Pratishrinanta is based on the word shrina, which means to destroy. It's very similar to crushing or hitting, but now you've actually got a destruction. And prati, same prefix prati, so things are destroying each other, and it's plural as well. So there's a lot of destructions. They're destroying each other. So what does Mula want to do? Mula wants to expose the roots of all the lies in the world, so that they contradict each other. It wants to show how the lies contradict each other. And by showing how they contradict each other, the lies will destroy each other. And by destroying the lies, you're left with truth. Now, as for using Mula in interpretive charts or for electional astrology, Mula is really good nakshatra for anything that has to do with getting below the surface, cutting through lies, getting back, deeper than superficialities, exposing the real truth. So this nakshatra is really going to support truth seekers. That might mean like detectives, researchers, scientists, spiritualists who are of that type that really are investigating. Okay. So because the nakshatra is like this, because it's digging in to expose the secrets that have been buried and hidden, then the planets that can really dig in, like Mars, for example, because Mars is so sharp, K2 because K2 goes down and digs, and Saturn because Saturn is so critical and exposes lies. These three planets in Mula tend to mean that it's going to work well, and it's going to produce somebody who's really a truth seeker and really gets to the bottom of things and doesn't get deceived by lies, exposes lies. On the other hand, this nakshatra is not welcome where you actually want to have compliance and like a forgiving nature towards a lie. So if you want to have compliance, conformity, then Mula is not going to make your life easy. And there's actually a lot of situations where you need compliance and conformity. Social life is basically one big gigantic pile of compliance and conformity. Family life is mainly a compliance and conformity. So Mula doesn't really operate well in the realm of social life, parties, friendships, marriages, family relationships. And similarly, the planets which are of that nature, the soft planets, the relationship-oriented planets, tend to indicate that Mula is going to malfunction in that manner. Now let's get to our life lesson, right? How can we detect and destroy lies and deceptions that seek to confound and manipulate us? So Mula is going to teach us how to deal with lies. If we study this sutra carefully and think about what Mula represents, then we're going to know how to uncover a lie and destroy it without being misled by it. Okay? So the first lesson that I want to bring out here is that it's good to be nonconformant and defiant in certain circumstances. It's not good to be nonconformant and defiant when you're trying to deal with your children or your spouse or something. Then it's good to be compliant and conformant and forgiving. But there are many circumstances where it's very, very good to be stubborn and nonconformant and to defy. The Vedas, to make this point, they give a goddess control of that topic, the topic of being niditi, the destroyer of lies, the nonconformist, the one who refuses to believe the surface, the one who rips open the surface and drills down deep. So to be non-conformant and non-compliant with untruth is divine. To be non-compliant with falsehood is the beginning of being able to understand truth and morality, and therefore it is a good thing. It's socially desirable as well, although it doesn't really feel comfortable in society. But if you want your society to be truthful and real, then you need these people who are non-compliant with falsehood. And you have to respect these people, you have to value them in your society. And in your family too. The second lesson that I'd like to bring out from this sutra is about how do you destroy a lie. The amazing part here is that you don't really have to destroy it because it's a lie. Lies are going to destroy themselves. That's the nature of lies. All that we have to do is dig it up. Like if you got something buried in the ground, there's no light on it, nobody can see it. But if you dig it out, that's like Mula digging into the root. The light is going to shine on that thing. People are going to see what it is. So all you have to do to destroy a lie is expose what it is. You don't need a complex strategy, right? If you're trying to like expose a lie and you need some complex strategy and like really convoluted arguments, and you always have to come at it from a different angle, and you can't just take one argument, then you're probably actually not trying to defeat a lie. You're probably trying to defeat a truth, because lies are easily defeated. All you have to do is say, look, you said that you were at work at 5 o'clock on Monday. Over here, when you texted me, when you texted this other person, you said that you were at the bar at 5 o'clock on Monday. That's all you got to say. And the lie is exposed. One of those things can't be true. You don't have to develop a complex strategy to destroy lies. You just have to show how they pratipanja, how they attack each other, how the lies attack and destroy each other. And then let them destroy each other. And the third lesson that we get from this sutra is how to detect a lie. Right? Like I mentioned, if you're have to try really hard to defeat a lie, maybe it's not a lie. Maybe you should be instead trying to figure out truth in it. So this is the thing. How do you know when you're dealing with a lie or a truth? And what the sutra teaches us is that lies reveal themselves by the fact that they can never have harmony. Lies always have disharmony. And so there's this common saying, it doesn't sit right. A lie, you'll know it's a lie because it doesn't sit right with the rest of the things around it. So, and because it doesn't sit right, it's never quite just staying in one place. It's always trying to kind of slightly change so that it matches the various things that are gradually being uncovered. It's always, therefore, nervous. Like lies have the following qualities to them. They never really sit still. They always slightly morph and change, at least slightly. They always tend to be nervous. Lies bring out nervousness because it's always worried about what it's got to do next. Lies bring out defensiveness because it knows it's going to be attacked by another lie. And lies are convoluted because they can't just tell you exactly what they are. Because if they tell you exactly what they are, then you can easily contrast it with something else. You know, like people who come to me with their arguments about this or that topic refuse to give me their argument. They just say, well, you have to buy my book, or you have to attend my class, or you have to become my student. And then I'll explain to you my argument. That's just a load of crap. I know that's a lie. The sutra has taught me that that's a lie. Because if you had the truth, you would just openly give it. You would just openly tell everybody. Because you wouldn't have any worry that revealing anything would make you weaker. So that's the nature. The nature of truth on it is that it's calm. Like where lies are always nervous and trying to strategize, truth gives you the feeling that this is almost just spontaneously unprepared and it's just what it is and doesn't care. So it's got this like childish innocence to it. It's not trying to defend itself. And truth, therefore, tends to be very plain. And then truth also tends to be kind of singular, simple, consistent, and open. Whereas lies, they're never singular. They always proliferate. That's why all the words in the sutra are plural. They proliferate. There's another lie to make that first lie work right, and then another lie. So they constantly get more and more complicated, convoluted. So look at your astrological system as well. You got this complicated, convoluted astrological system that's probably based on something that's wrong. But if you have a simple, consistent, clear, plain system, then it's probably based on some really good foundations. The Mula is probably really, really good. Okay, so that's how you can detect a lie. Truth is very simple, consistent, clear, singular, and open. Lies are very inconsistent. They change all the time. They're defensive. They're nervous. They don't want to reveal themselves entirely. Now, I want to bring out one more interesting point about this sutra. This sutra actually explains why we die. The point is that lies always die. This is why Niditi, the goddess Niditi, is associated with death and the southern direction of the underground where corpses go and where ashes are scattered. Because lies are death. Lies will definitely die. Satyam neva jayate. The only thing that can actually truly succeed and persist is something which is real and true. Satyam neva jayate. So why do we die? Because we don't even know the truth about who we are. And we just are pulling a bunch of lies about who and what we are, associating ourselves with different things. And so those lies are bound to end. Because lies rub against each other, they pratibhanja, and then pratishrina, destroy each other and die. As long as we don't know who we are, then the self, the so-called self, is going to die. It's going to have an inevitable destruction. But if you cannot uncover the truth of who and what you really are, then there's no necessity of death. The truth just exists spontaneously and naturally. So this sutra is also revealing the key to immortality. The key to immortality is not medicine and all those things, but the key to immortality is to discover who and what you truly are without any lie. Don't miss the life lessons from the other.
Okay, so I have been working, like I said, with Ritya is, see, like, if I think of myself as the expansion of my dad, he was Mula Nakshtra, just Nirriti, right? But we grew up in destitution, which is Riti, Daritra, Daritra. So I got out of that situation by understanding what is abundance. Abundance is having unlimited time. So the new prayer I have been given is to work with a lot of time. Kala kalaya vidmahi, kala ditaya dhimahi, tanno kala prachodaya. Kala ditam is worship of the time through body of water, and I personally feel Kumbh Mela, which is the water coming alive every 4 years, like in India, is my life purpose, body of water. And I think that's why I felt very drawn to work with energy. And Bana again is formed because of the rubbing of the water body with the meteor shower, and they were created. So I feel very drawn to work with these energies and their lineage. Pasupathinath temple in Nepal, which has Panchamukha Linga, 5 faces of the Linga. Uh, I think one side is called Tatpur. My teacher says it another way. Satyojata, Vamana, Tatpurusha, Agora. Actually, Agora comes first. And then Tatpurusha, Agora, Tatpurusha, and Ishana. So 5 faces of Shiva, and that lineage, Pasupathinath. Pasupati means Lord of relationships. So having completion through relationship, being in a family life, going through relationships and finding the cosmic oneness and coming back to cosmic egg. Hiranya, Hiranya Garbha is where we all, that black hole we all started from, and is the place we return. And our strength is in biceps there. Hiranya Bhagave, Hiranya Varanaya, Hiranya Rupaya, Hiranya Pataye, Ambika Pataye, Pashupataye, Namo Namaha. So that's the original mantra which was given, and then I'm working with my, I call him master, but I'm sure he's elder than me. But like, I'm introducing him to our world, and it's so cute to work with another energy. So I'm just posting it for my dad, because if we say no to life, the Ritreya, the destitution continues. Instead, we give everything we got and let the life flow through us. We release the cosmic egg in us. Okay, so this is my completion with my Mr. Vana Lingha, because I want to work with Sri Ram Anandavaneshwar, because Sita was in Ashokavan and I want to make it Anandavan. So we think of forest as a space of joy, and I love to work with that energy, forest energy, Manishwar, and I think I'm so glad, uh, Mr. Master, I call him Master Bana, on, because Buddhists cannot pronounce B, so they make the word B instead, Vana Lingha, but actually it's Vana Lingha in Indian. This completes my today's session, and we want to say hi from both of us. And I'm going to make him media friendly. Right now, he is not sure. Okay.